Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. JustusRStone here with my light novel purchases for the month of July. I have 5 titles I picked up this month, one of which is actually from June, but it was the only one I was going to buy in June, so I just waited until this month so I could get free shipping. Things you have to do when you support the channel yourself. So let's start with that June title, and that is volume number 4 of The Rising of the Shield Hero. Now, I've really enjoyed this series, and this one, of course, is going to pick up where Volume 3 left off, which is now Fumi and company on the run, trying to find the Queen to try and clear Naofumi's name, as well as to make sure that the princess stays safe. So I imagine this one is going to be filled with even more revelations about what's really going on, as well as lots of action, because when we left our heroes in the last one, things were looking pretty grim for them. My next title that I picked up was volume number 5 of Log Horizon. I actually just finished number 4. This one is bringing us back to Akiba and is dealing with, I guess it says, in the sort of autumn afternoon that leaves maidens sighing, new enemies arrive in Akiba, and these enemies are more terrifying than any monster. They're human. Worse, their target is the very system at the heart of the city, the Round Table Council. Will the tenuous government that Shiroe has worked so hard to build survive this latest threat? Now, I can't say that I really remember this storyline specifically from the anime. It's been a little bit while since I've watched the episodes, so another series that I really enjoy and looking forward to sort of getting a little bit smaller in terms of the conflict after having sort of the massive battles that we had in the last 2 volumes. My next pick is volume 4 of Durarara. Now, I'm not too sure. I'm guessing like we finished sort of the one arc at the end of the last volume. So I don't know if this is starting a brand new big arc or if it's going to be sort of a standalone story. But this is sort of the ongoing story of Celti, the Headless Rider. At the end of volume number 3, the author said in his afterword that he wanted to sort of bring the story back and focus more on Celti because he sees her as the main protagonist of the series. So it'll be interesting to see what direction we take in volume number 4 of Durarara. The 4th title that I picked up this month, I can't show you because it hasn't arrived yet. I don't know whether they had a small order or what happened, but apparently the warehouse ran out, so they're shipping it to me sometime, and that is going to be volume number 4 of Kaguya Days. Now, this series has been a very interesting series and a very up and down in terms of entertainment factor, but there's sort of this always underlying story that really has had me hooked. And I think this volume we're hopefully going to start getting some answers, because this is volume number 4. And when I looked it up on the light novel database, there's a 7th volume, I guess, coming out, but it's only been 6 volumes for a very long time. So I don't know if this 7th volume is something new or continuation or a side story. So if there are only 6 volumes, we're coming pretty close to the end of this thing. So we'll see what volume number 4 has in store whenever it arrives. And my final pickup for this month is the one that I'm sure a lot of people were very hotly anticipating, and that is volume number 1 of ReZero, starting life in another world. Now, what's really funny is when I took a look at this back in, I don't know, February, when I did sort of my upcoming new light novel series that are coming out in 2016 video, I wasn't too sure how to feel about this one, because the story about a boy trapped in another world, very cliche, even the whole thing where he dies, when he dies, he goes back to sort of the starting point again sounded very much like Groundhog Day or All You Need Is Kill, if you want to have a light novel reference. So I really wasn't too sure how this one was going to go. Then all of a sudden the anime starts in the spring season and everybody goes nuts because the anime is supposedly so good. And it's taken a lot for me not to watch it because I didn't want to spoil anything until I had read at least the first volume. So that's kind of how I do things. So I've been really holding off, but I am very, very excited to be able to finally get into this story that I've heard a lot of really positive things about, and that the story takes these sort of elements that we know from other things and makes them way more imaginative and a lot more fun and even a lot darker than I think any of us were really expecting. So those are my purchases for the month of July 2016. Next month, there are 9, count them, 9 light novels being released. I will not be able to buy them all. I just can't afford it. Not to mention, I don't think I can read all of those, but I know there's a couple of brand new series that are starting next month, as well as some volume 2s of some newer series that I was pretty excited over. So we'll see what that month brings. If you're brand new to the channel, click on subscribe so that you can join me for my reviews of these books that I just mentioned, as well as all my future light novel purchases. I've got links to my old light novel reviews, as well as my manga reviews, and I don't just read books, I like to write them too, so you can check those titles out by clicking on the link above. Thank you so much for watching this video. I look forward to seeing you in all my future ones. Until then, bye-bye for now.